What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to showcase what I think is the most unhealthy Pokemon in the entire Open Great League meta right now. It's Shadow Bugbite Forretress. This thing is so strong. It has a lot of fast move pressure thanks to Bugbite. You have almost perfect coverage with Rock Tomb and Sand Tomb, but not only is the coverage good, you have guaranteed defense drops with Sand Tomb, you have guaranteed attack drops with Rock Tomb, and since you're only weak to Fire-type damage, there's not a lot of things in this game that necessarily can actually shut this thing down. You're going to have play against almost any Pokemon you fight against, and pairing it up with Feraligatr as well as Altaria should round out that weakness it has to Fire-type damage. Real quick though, before we get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this monstrosity of a Pokemon can do. Alright, first game of the day, Shadow Forretress up against... that is a Unova Stunfisk. Alright, that's pretty good to see here. I don't really have a hard answer to this Pokemon, but Bugbite as well as Sand Tomb do quite a bit of damage here, right? And as long as I avoid the Electric type into my Feraligatr, I'm pretty happy. Although, if I get shields down, Hydro Cannon does do a lot of damage here, so it's not the end of the world. Let's see what they do. They do Mud Bomb us, makes sense. 2 Mud Bombs come close to knocking us out, but it's not quite enough in the Zero Shield matchup. Sand Tomb as quickly as I can, just to get that debuff into them and to land the damage before they could try to swap out. And they do switch into, I believe that is a Typhlosion. That is a little bit scary. Luckily, I do not take the Incinerate on Forretress. I switch out in time. These Incinerates, though, are doing a lot of damage even still to Altaria. And Thunder Punch here, too, is going to start adding up quite a bit. With that said, if I can get a shield advantage here, I'm going to be pretty happy. So I'm going to go for the Sky Attack, see if they want to go for a shield, or at this point, maybe they're just willing to let this go. It could be double fire. I wouldn't be completely surprised by that. Alright, they do shield that up. And I think here, what do I want to do? I think I will shield this up. I should be able to get another Sky Attack off before they're able to get another Thunder Punch, I hope. If not, then that's not great. Yeah, here we go. We get the move off. That's good news for us. And now we just have to hope at this point. Honestly, I'd love to see a shield here, but even if they don't shield, I'm just hoping that whatever they have in the backline, my Feraligatr is good enough into. It is... okay. I am not going to let them just have me get completely farmed down there. That's actually not the Pokemon I thought it was going to be. I saw the Ice and Water typing. I thought that was going to be like a Celio or something, and I didn't want to give him a huge farm down there. Even still, though, keeping my Altaria around is going to be a little bit awkward for them. If they don't have Skull Bash, they don't have a great way to deal damage into us here. And they actually... interestingly enough, end up coming back in Ufisk. Okay, I think this game's going a little bit better than it could have been, depending on what this Pokemon was in the back, right? Because the best thing about this is I get the shield there, and Lapras does have some energy on it, but if I just save the shield and potentially go for a farm down into this Ufisk, then I should just win this game with my Forretress. I don't think Sparkling Aria is going to be enough to knock us out just yet, and I should be able to Bug Bite this all the way down. We'll see, though, because Thundershocks will add up a little bit. I am a little bit below half HP, and I don't love that necessarily. Okay, I guess I'm going to catch a Discharge here. Maybe it's a bad play, but I feel like it's the play I have to go for. I need to stay outside of range where a Sparkling Aria knocks me out. So that's what I'm going to do here. We end up catching the attack. We are going to take an attack here. I think we survive the Sparkling, but fast move pressure is going to be close. And honestly, Sparkling's still going to hurt quite a bit. Does this knock us out? Oh, it just does. Dang it, never mind. Man, that's such a close game there. Honestly, if I swapped back into Forretress instead of Feraligatr, that would have been a little bit of an easier win. That's on me. I should have swapped into Forretress there. All right, next battle. We'll see Shadow Forretress into another Ufisk. Hopefully we get redemption this time. I feel like Ufisk lead is always such an open book on what could be in the backline. I'm a big fan of, like, Ufisk Malamar as a core, but I don't know if people run a lot of Malamar right now with Bug Bites being such a common move right now in the meta. Likely a Mud Bomb coming through here. We saw how much damage it did against us just a little bit ago. I'm going to build up energy a little bit this time, actually. I don't know if the Bug Bite damage ends up increasing when you get a debuff off here or not, but I think either way, I want to have some energy just in case they do switch out. Okay, it looks like it probably does actually increase the Bug Bite damage. Maybe I should have instantly debuffed, but last time I did that, they swapped out instantly as well. If this is a Discharge, they're 4 away from the next move. Mud Bomb, they're 5 away, so that's pretty fine by me. They're going to give me a full farm down if they're going to stay in. That is a lot of energy on Forretress. I have a Rock Tomb ready to go. What's going to come in, though? Fearow? Alright, that's fine by me. I'm going to go instantly for the Rock Tomb. And I probably want to switch here, right? I don't want to give a farm down over. I'll bring in my Altaria. It is a little bit of a scary safe swap, but I can't really bring in Feraligatr here. And honestly, just getting the Dragon Breath damage off against them hopefully puts them into Hydro Cannon range later on. Ufisk plus Fearow, it could be another flying type in the back line. I have seen teams like that in the past. I think I'm going to let them throw another move into us, actually. I should survive it. And as long as I get to 2 attacks on my Altaria, it doesn't really matter if I get one off here into the Fearow or not. It's more so I just want to have the energy if they want to switch out. And because they've stayed in this matchup so long, my switch clock's going to be back up after I throw the Sky Attack. They don't really get a farm down against us. I have a Sky Attack just about ready to go, almost a Flamethrower too. So we'll get to see what's in the back line. Oh, okay. Go-Goat. That is going to be a win, I believe. That is not what they wanted to have in the backline. I'm going to be honest, that's really good for us. We just bring back in our Forretress here. And these Bug Bites do an insane amount of damage, right? I guess I shield this up. It could be a little bit scary to shield this up, because now if they get another Leaf Blade off, my Feraligatr might be in, like, risk of getting hit by that attack, but I know that my Forretress has a lot of energy on it. We'll outpace to the Leaf Blade, get the Rock Tomb off. We don't even need our Feraligatr this game. So it's a good thing that I safe swapped Altaria. If I safe swapped my Feraligatr, we would have been, honestly, in a little bit of a tricky spot there, but Altaria was just so safe, and we were able to get the win. Alright, next opponent. We'll see Forretress into Poliwrath. Well, what's the moveset here? It's probably not great for me no matter what, but at least Bug Bite is pretty neutral in this matchup, right? So I can get a lot of fast move pressure into them. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the fast move pressure is adding up quite a bit. I do survive a Dynamic Punch. With that said, the next one would knock us out. Big Dynamic. Yeah, they have, like, no fast move pressure here, though. So I'm not that upset about this matchup. And they likely have Icy Wind, too, so even Altaria wouldn't be that good here. If I can get rid of this Pokemon, I'll be happy. Alright. Do they Icy Wind us ever? I mean, they could. I feel like that would be a little bit crazy, but they could go for it. No, they just go for the Dynamic. Okay. Well, I'm glad that I'm seeing this now. Because the thing is, once again, I don't have a hard counter to Lickilicky, but I do have an Altaria in the back line that once I get a Rock Tomb debuff into them, it can put in some work here. That Poliwrath is pretty low on HP. It's not as big of a deal for my backline anymore. So what I'm going to do is just no-shield the attacks from this Lickilicky. Shadow Ball will hurt, but it is debuffed, so it's not going to two-shot us. Yeah, I mean, that's like a sizable chunk of damage, but it's not that threatening. And I don't know if a Sky Attack would be quite enough to knock out just yet anyway. I'm just going to keep on farming up against a debuffed Pokemon. I think, is this just a Body Slam too that they're throwing right now? I think it is. Yeah, maybe they're just stalling out the switch clock, or maybe they're just, I don't know, trying to strip us down. I'll go for the Sky Attack again, right before their next Body Slam, and either we get a shield, or we might end up seeing the third Pokemon, because I don't think Poliwrath wants to come into this matchup. Well, maybe it does. Okay. That is a Ufisk in the backline. I don't love seeing this. I kind of need them to shield this, I think, right now. If I get a shield, I'd be very happy. Man, they're just no-shielding everything this game. I can't believe they no-shielded that. Uh-oh. That no-shield's gonna cost us, I think. I don't think there's much of a way we win this one now. They're over-farming too. If I got a CMP there, honestly, I'd probably lose that CMP. It's probably pretty close. But, like, it... either way, we're in such a bad spot. Why is there a Ufisk in the back? Oh, they can just farm us down here, too. Yikes. You know, we're losing to a crazy team. I guess that's... It happens. Forretress, it had to put in way too much work that game, and really, there wasn't much wiggle room for Feraligatr whatsoever. Next opponent. Hopefully no more of these, like, crazy picks. And I've seen Ufisk basically every single game so far. Hopefully less Ufisk. Or if I do see them, hopefully they're in the back or something where I have energy lead. Anyway, we do see a Tinkaton on the lead. Not a bad lead matchup since my Bug Bites for some reason do 2 damage per turn. But, like, the worst thing here is if they go for a Bulldoze and they get a debuff against us, then actually they are able to go for a Gigaton Hammer after the fact and knock us out. But if they go straight Gigaton Hammer, then I outpace to the second move. And that should be really good for us. Because that means I have to get a shield or a knockout against this, or they could go for a Bulldoze before I get my next Sand Tomb off as well. There's a lot of ways they can play it out. Furret comes in, okay. That's also a Pokemon that they could bring in. I'm going to go for some Bug Bites, swap into my Altaria on the Swift, and getting rid of this Furret is likely a good thing for Feraligatr, but there is a chance the final Pokemon is also going to be pretty good indicator, so we'll see. But Furret's not amazing in this matchup, right? Dragon Breath does a lot of damage, and even though they're up in so much energy here, I've Bug Bit them and Dragon Breath them into a range where potentially one Sky Attack could be enough to knock out. Let's see if that's true or not, though. Alright, big Sky Attack. I think this could knock out. It'll be close, because, I mean, Altaria is not really an attack-weighted Pokemon, right? So we'll see what they end up doing. I don't think they ever shield this, though, right? Oh, they live! One Dragon Breath does snipe him down. Nice! Okay, that's beautiful. And I should be able to get a Flamethrower off into that Tinkaton now. Meaning either a shield or a knockout will happen. And either way, I am pretty happy with that. We'll see what they do, though. Flamethrower is going to get shielded. I'm not going to give a farm down over. Gator has to fight against whatever's in the back anyway. I might as well bring it in now. And it looks like they're going for a bulldoze into us. I can't shield that, but I'm running out of things to shield this game. Don't debuff me, please. Oh, thank you. Okay. And in the back is a Galarian Moltres. All right. I mean, with how much energy I have on my Forretress, I feel like there's no reason for me to do anything other than just straight up Ice Beam. I need to get that shield no matter what, and we'll see what they do. They do shield? Okay. Can I get the next Ice Beam? I think I can, especially because they throw that Charge Attack. If they would have gone for the full farm down, I would have got one less Shadow Claw through, which might have been the difference between if I get Fast Attack down or not. But by getting this Ice Beam off, now either they're going to get knocked out straight up or be in Bug Bite downrange for my Forretress. Then my Forretress should just close out this game either way. All right, Ice Beam is going to... Oh, it just knocks out. Nice. And Forretress should close this out now. Yeah, this thing's so low at this point. Landing the Sand Tomb... We'll just put him into Bug Bite downrange, and despite the fact that, I mean, it wasn't the easiest alignment of my life, it still was a pretty good alignment, and we were able to get the win with 3 Pokemon remaining. Nice. Next battle. Shadow Forretress into Shadow Dragonite. Ooh. Wait, I don't like this. The worst thing about this matchup is I do resisted Bug Bites. Although I guess they're doing resisted Dragon Breaths as well. But the big question is, how much does a superpower do to us? Probably a lot more than I'd like. Well, a lot less than it would have done if I didn't get this debuff off. So that's actually pretty nice for us. Let's see what they do. It has to be a shield, right? Yeah, for sure. And now I have a shield advantage. Surely that's a good thing. They have to throw 2 attacks to knock us out here, no matter what. They do superpower the first one. So now their defense has been dropped. In comes an Azumarill. And I'm going to Rock Gym this. I could have swapped out. And I could have saved my Forretress, but honestly, debuffing an Azu and just getting this damage against them, I think isn't a bad thing for us. In fact, I think I'm willing to let my Forretress go down. Just because this way, I haven't really desynced the switch clocks, right? I've saved my ability to switch out later on this game if I want to. And it's a debuff to Azumarill. It's not going to do that much damage to us. They're at 7, could be a Play Rough here, or if they're not on Play Rough, an Ice Beam or Hydro Pump. But it is obviously going to be on that moveset. Or... Alright, so right now they do have access to another Play Rough in one more bubble. Feraligatr here should be able to shield that up, build up more energy, and hopefully be in a good spot. Or, well, maybe they're there now. Maybe my counts are super bad. Anyway, they likely switch into their Dragonite now, if I had to guess. Which I would be fine if they do. Oh my goodness, well, never mind, they don't. Uh-oh. Kind of a miscalculation by me. I thought for sure they were going to instant swap and try to go for a combo play. They did not, in fact, do that. That's not great. Anyway, we probably get a shield here with Sky Attack. No, okay, they let that go. But they still bring in Dragonite. Okay, maybe this is still going fine. It could be going a lot worse, is all I'm saying. I was not expecting that at all. Anyway, they Thunder Punch, right? Unless they have Dragon Claw for some reason. Thunder Punch hurts, but it doesn't knock us out. Gourgeist in the back. I think we're fine. Because no matter what, they need to go for 2 Shadow Balls here. And I'm already at the back-to-back Sky Attacks. I still have my Feraligatr with a lot of energy on it. And the best thing is, Shadow Claw is super effective. I have the next Sky Attack here in 4. I'll just go for it. And I think we're fine. I don't think this quite knocks out the Gourgeist. It is pretty bulky. Gourgeist is a decently bulky Pokemon. Yeah, so they do survive that move. They will get 2 Shadow Balls off this game. But one is going to be into the Altaria, and the other one, I'll just shield up on my Feraligatr, try to go for a Hydro Cannon into that Dragonite. And as long as we get that off, we should just win this game. I think one Shadow Claw knocks out, but we gotta make sure that we don't blind throw the Hydro Cannon if they survive on 1 HP. So let's see what happens. They Seed Bomb, they get knocked out. Hydro Cannon comes through, knocks out the Shadow Dragonite. And, you know, despite the kind of odd play of bringing in Altaria into Azu, it worked out. I thought for sure they were going to try to, like, combo play us, but, no, they were playing more patient than I was. Luckily, it didn't matter. Gourgeist in the back is so good for us to see him get the knockout, and I think that was a decisive Game 5, right? It was. So a 3-2 set to start out. Honestly, not too bad, saying I kind of fumbled a game or two there, too, and I was playing sloppily, but that's fine. We're learning the team. It's working out, and surely we'll see some better leads in the next set. All right, next battle, Legend Pusher. Oh, boy. Can we gatekeep them, or will we get RPS'd? Those are the two options. Actually, it looks like it's a pretty neutral lead, so we'll see how it plays out. We don't really want to take a Hydro Cannon, if I'm being honest. But also, if I'm being honest, I don't have a great Lickilicky answer. So I'm very fine going for just a Rock Tomb here first. They're at 5 right now, so they had a Shadow Ball they could have thrown. I'm surprised they wouldn't have thrown it quicker. I'm going to go here for just a switch out, I guess. I tried to catch, like, just in case they had Earthquake. Because if they build up to 5, there's a chance that is the case. But it looks like they probably don't. Body Slam. I don't know if that's a play. Maybe they do have Earthquake. I don't know. They're at 6 rollouts right now. So back-to-back Body Slams here. But we're seeing the debuffed damage is really just kind of pitiful from this Lickilicky, right? Okay, so we know their moveset. They're at 2, so Body Slam now. And another Shadow Ball potentially being reached. Nearly just, like, accidentally press shield. Luckily, I did not. And I'd be very fine right now if this is a Shadow Ball, because I think I can go for a full farm down if they went for that. And that is a lot of energy for an Altaria to have. 2 attacks ready to go, even if a Fairy type comes in, which it does not. But, like, even if they had a Fairy type in the back line, it definitely would not want to have to take 2 Sky attacks. All right, Sky attack number 1 and number 2. So what, they're at 3 Shadow Claws, I believe? I don't know what's going to be in the back line. Should I switch here? I'm going to switch. I don't want to give them any extra energy that I can help. And it's a good thing that I made that gambit that I did. There's a chance that could have really gone wrong. And that would have been if they ended up having, like, a, I don't know, a Talonflame in the back line and got a huge farm down here. Luckily, it's just a Shadow Quagsire, which is infinitely more manageable. And I just go for fast move pressure at this point, right? Big Sand Tomb. If they no-shield this, I farm down really quickly. If they do shield, then, I mean, it's game over even further. Okay. Looks like they're going to go for the play here, where they build up to the Stone Edge, which is smart. Honestly, I probably should have no-shielded the first Aqua Tail, so I wouldn't have to double shield this matchup. Oh, I don't know why they'd Aqua Tail there. Anyway, we just go for fast move pressure at this point. And they don't have a Hydro Cannon, or they don't choose to throw it. Either way, Sand Tomb will debuff them, and it will just make my job of fast moving through everything just a little bit easier. All right, they finally throw an attack. Their one win con is, like, Macargo in the backline, which, honestly, there is a chance I could have that, or, like, a double Dragon team that they could one-shot with Ice Beam, potentially. But Feraligatr is one of the best Feraligatr answers in the game. It's one of the few things that really walls off what it wants to do, unless they're running Crunch, but even then, not the strongest attack out there. They'd need 2 of those, and we get the win. Next battle. We'll see Forretress up against... Oh, no. I don't like seeing that. It is a Ninetales. I'm going to come in here with my Feraligatr, and we'll see what they bring in. Furret, okay. Well, here's the thing about Furret. It's not great to see, but if they're not on Trailblaze, this matchup is not as good as you might expect. And even if they are on Trailblaze, I should still win the Zero Shield matchup, which getting a shield advantage could be pretty nice. We'll see what they throw. They're at 8 right now, so it could be a Trailblaze. It could just be a Swift. It is Trailblaze, okay. Well, now we know their moveset. And the best thing about Forretress is, sure, we are really weak to Fire-type damage. My charge attacks perfectly cover that weakness. Huh. They let that go. And they just come back in Ninetales. Unless they're on Psyshock, Altaria should hard wall them. But there is a chance it's, like, I don't know, Gourgeist in the back or something that's, like, also really good into my Forretress, which I would not love to see. Weather Balls will add up. But we'll see what's in the back, I guess. Hopefully no overheats coming through. I don't even know if you run overheat right now, or if potentially they are just on, like, Energy Ball or Scorching Sands coverage. Obviously no Psyshock, or else they would have thrown that. They are on overheat, good to know. What's about to come in? Wait, that's not bad for me. I was fully prepared to be in a really bad spot here. Like, it's not like a slam dunk matchup or anything, but it's not terrible. I guess I shield this. I need to save some HP, and if they go for a Brave Bird, I just get one shot. I can't let that happen. Okay, they're at 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and at this point, I just let my Forretress go if they shield this. And then I think my Altaria closes out the game. And if they do shield this, I just get a Sandtomb off into that Ninetales. And I think that also is just a way to win this game. These Embers are very super effective into us, but it's Ember. It's not going to do that much damage. We still have a lot of Bug Bite potential that we can get later on if we need to. And we can just switch out now. Maybe bad timing by me there. It's... who's to say? I think that was bad timing. I think I could have done one more Dragon Breath. But their HP is getting so low. And I'm still outside of Weather Ball range, I think. Well, we'll see if the bad timing matters. Because I didn't get a CMP here like I could have. Weather Ball. Alright, do I survive the Weather Ball? If I do, I'm happy. If not, then potentially that bad timing might have cost us. We survive. We're good. We're good. See, you can see why bad timing sometimes can lose games, though, right? Because if I had a worse Altaria, I would have been knocked out there, where I could have just guaranteed that attack landing without the extra Weather Ball damage. Timing does matter, guys. Timing matters. I got bailed out there a little bit, but I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. We got our next opponent here. We'll see Forretress into Jumpluff. That's a good lead. Acrobatics will hurt quite a bit, but we don't get one shot. They have no fast move pressure with Fairy Wind here, so I'm pretty happy to see this. And I can just build up some energy right now and see what they want to do. The fact they're staying in here is actually kind of surprising to me. But do I want to go down shields? Honestly, I don't really think so. I survived this well enough. And we can go for the Rock Tomb now. They're at 3, so they do have access to another Acrobatics here after 3 more Fairy Winds. I wish I had a way to resist Flying-type damage that I could catch on in the backline. You know, I probably should have just shielded the first Acrobatics to take less damage this game. I didn't exactly know how this matchup played out. Looks like the regular Jumpluff can actually put in quite a bit of work here. Good to know. Good to know. Hopefully no, like, Typhlosion in the back or something crazy. It's a Primate, and I am very happy to reach a Sandtomb into that. Oh, I wonder if this is the guy running, like, Primate Machamp. It definitely could be. Which is a crazy team when there are Peck users everywhere in the meta, but that could be the case. That was 4. That should just be a Rage Fist. But there's a chance they go Rage Fist first, to then surprise you with an Ice Punch after the fact. We'll see if they do that. They built up to 5. If they have Ice Punch, I mean, I'll give them credit where credit's due. If it's Machamp, I can't go down this shield anyway. No, it's a close combat, which also does do more raw damage, but it's like, that is kind of what I wanted to see. Alright. Feraligatr in the backline. Luckily, not a Machamp. Machamp would have been very unnerving in the backline. I'm just going to put that out there. It would have been a Pokemon I really would not have wanted to try to take down. And we get another Sky Attack off. That's huge. If they shield this up, that's probably the best play they can make, but if they no-shield, I think I just win the game straight up. Nice. Because by doing that, I think I just farm everything down. Shadow Claws against this, Bug Bites if I need to as well. In fact, I still have some energy on my, or some HP on my Altaria. I can go for Dragon Breaths and just, it's just fast move pressure. That's all I need. They do have Crunch. That's why I no-shielded the first move, just in case they get that debuff. I think a Crunch debuff into, like, somehow getting a farm down into us is, like, the one way we really have of losing this game, and I didn't want to let that happen. They're not going to get to another Hydro Cannon here. Jumpluff can come in, but they're completely energy dry. Nice. Okay, that was almost scary. Luckily, we had a way to deal with a Primate for once in my life, and luckily, it was not on Ice Punch. That could have been so bad if it was, but regular Primate oftentimes does not run that moveset. Normally, it's going to be on Rage Fist Close Combat just for consistency. And we got our next match here pretty quickly, actually. All right. Distinct, the Spice Lord himself. What's he going to be running? Forretress into Spiritomb. I saw this matchup quite a bit. Oh, what was that meta that just was around? Was it like Jungle Cup? And honestly, I never really found the right way to play out this matchup as the Forretress user. Sucker Punch hurts quite a bit. They outpace us to the Rock Tomb. But, like, I do survive it. I think shielding the first move, though, is always going to be the play. Just in case they do full send the Shadow Ball. But even if they don't, and they go for the Rock Tomb, which makes a lot of sense in this matchup, I think that's just the play to go for. And I think just going for straight Sand Tomb here is also the play. I could have debuffed earlier, but I don't believe that's going to make it so I do more Bug Bite damage. I just kind of want to outpace them to 2 attacks. Yeah, they let that go. Whoa, Pelipper. All right. That is a weird Pokemon to see, but I mean, we were talking about it. Distinct is a Spice Lord, so it makes sense he would be running this. I'm going to go for the Rock Tomb, though, and then bring in my Altaria, because a debuffed Pelipper is going to be in a very miserable spot against this. They can go for Hurricanes, which, I mean, Hurricanes will hurt, but the problem for them is they're debuffed. I can survive one, and I'm going to survive the Weather Ball after the fact, too. So we should be pretty fine here. Yeah, they definitely need another one of those to knock us out. We'll go for the Sky Attack. Likely we see a No Shield, and they'll try to get up to another move, another Weather Ball, but... or, well, another Hurricane, but likely they only get a Weather Ball off. I think it's 9-8 to Hurricane. I think that was only 7, but maybe I'm off here. If I'm off here, that's not great. Ah, I'm off by 1. All right, well, that's not great. I gotta learn my Pelipper counts, I suppose. But we do get a Shadow Claw down. We have an energy lead for Alligator in the back line against what I'm hoping is a playable matchup. I think that's a playable matchup. If they're on Earthquake, that is annoying. But if they're not, I'm happy. 8. Well... I guess I shield. I guess we're shielding. They Weather Ball bait, so probably shouldn't have. Okay, nice. We call the catch. So they're at 4 on that Politoed. 5. I don't know how this is going to play out. I still have some Bug Bite damage in the back. If they actually do have the move, then, like, we're in a bad spot. Oh, well, they don't CMP us. They must be on Ice Beam. I feel like Politoed would run Ice Beam in this meta. Just as better coverage into, like, Dragons and Waters. Or, Dragons and Grasses, that is. But Earthquake, I wouldn't put it past anyone, especially Distinct. Oh, we have the back-to-back Hydro Cannons here. And even if they had Earthquake, there's a chance I could have gone for the Bug Bite down. Although Politoed's so spammy, I'm honestly not sure about that. Luckily, we don't have to worry about it. We just get the win. We'll take it. Shadow Forretress into Greninja? Well, that's a good lead. I have to imagine right now they're going to switch instantly, because this is so bad for them. They do not, in fact, switch instantly, although they switch after a couple of seconds there. Okay. We'll go for a catch on whatever this is. Quagsire these days is an enigma. It could be on Mud Bomb, it could be on Aqua Tail, it could be on Stone Edge. We do catch an Aqua Tail, so unfortunately, we still don't know if they have Mud Bomb or Stone Edge. But no matter what here, I do still survive the next attack. I can no-shield this. And if they go for another Aqua Tail, then I think almost certainly that means they are not on Stone Edge. Yeah, they do bait us again. Maybe that's not a bait, though. Maybe they're just, like, crazy. And that's... well, maybe it is a bait, rather. And, like, they do still have Stone Edge. We'll see. I don't know. Sky Attack's gonna probably get a shield if they have Stone Edge. They must not. Alright. And now Greninja is in a really bad spot. If it wasn't already. I survived Night Slash here. I have a Sky Attack ready to go. And at this point, even a Talonflame in the back line wouldn't be that big of an issue, even though I have a Forretress. Oh, hey. Wait, that's not a Talonflame. That's a Fletchinder. Anyway, even a Fire type in the back line's not an issue, because I still have my Feraligatr around. Why is there actually a Fletchinder? That's what I want to know. This gets, like, what? Fly, Flame Charge? And Ember is, like, the fast attack, obviously. I'm just going to instantly Hydro Cannon here. Worst thing about Fletchinder is not being on Incinerate means they can't really farm down my Forretress either, so... like, even if they do end up knocking out my Feraligatr somehow, I can probably still close out this game with Forretress. See what they do, if they do bait us or not. Now they just go straight Fly, makes sense. That probably is their best bet. And I think now what's going to happen is they're just going to switch into that Greninja, which is a pretty smart play. But they don't want to take a Rock Tomb here no matter what. Okay. I'm going to shield this. Why do they have to boost? That is like NAIC flashbacks right there. I think I still survived this move. Luckily, it's only a single boost nowadays. A double boost there would have been pretty scary, because I think this Hydro would have knocked us out at that point. Yeah, definitely would have. But we survive it. We have a Rock Tomb, we have 2 Hydro Cannons, we have an Altaria. This Fletchinder is about as in trouble as it could be. Rock Tomb's gonna just get the one-shot, though. Forretress takes down its nemesis, and we get the win. Interesting team. All right, next match. I think we might be on the cusp of a 5-0 if I win this game. We probably should not have said that because we end up seeing a Talonflame in the lead. Don't love seeing that. I'm going to bring in Altaria as my safe swap here. Could be a terrible play, but oftentimes I see Altaria teams that really just disrespect Dragon. So I feel like this is the best way for me to immediately put on some pressure, and it looks like that will be the case here. Sky Attack going to be thrown before they get to a fly, and a no shield actually to be had here by this Talonflame. Do they Brave Bird or fly? I'm going to no shield either way. They do fly, that's a good no shield. We'll see if they stay in. They switch out into a Jellicent. Okay. Six. This is odd. I don't like this, but I mean, we're in play still this game just because I can potentially now bring in my Feraligatr and start building up energy here. I don't love that the Talonflame is still around, if I'm being honest. That is kind of annoying. I'm going to shield the first Shadow Ball just to guarantee I'm not shielding Surfs after this. Be kind of a crazy bait if they went for it. Now they're at their next Shadow Ball. But they're going to be 4 more hexes away from the one after this. And switch clocks are so incredibly distinct at this point. I have no idea what they're going to want to do. They're staying in, at least for now. 3. We'll go for the Hydro Cannon and see if we get a shield. I'd be fine with a shield. I'd be fine with a no shield. I don't know what they're going to do. They do let it go. So I will get a Hydro Cannon into something in the back line. Maybe 2. Into a Blastoise? See, I guess. They're at 3 right now. Oh, man. This game's gonna get so weird. Do I get another Hydro? I do, just barely. But they get so much energy out of that. 6. I mean, I have to bring in my Forretress here, but Forretress is a funny Pokemon. It doesn't want to take that many Hydro Cannons. But maybe we're fine, because I do have a lot of fast move pressure, and that is good. Fast move pressure is good. That's the first time you're ever going to hear me say that. They're at a Hydro Cannon. They're at the next one, even. I mean, I have to shield this up, obviously. My Bug Bites are what are going to chip this down, hopefully into Dragon Breath downrange. If I get a Sandtomb off here, I would be so happy. Well, they bring in the Talonflame. Oh, that is a smart play. I should have thrown the Sky Attack there. I needed to throw that energy, I think. Get that final shield down, because they're so close to another move on that Blastoise. I at least don't take that attack. Wait, maybe I can, like, Rock Tomb and survive the Hydro and Bug Bite down? I don't know. We'll try. I think that's our only chance that we have of winning this one. But even then, I think a debuffed Hydra is still going to do too much to us. I should have thrown the Sky Attack and forced his shield, or allowed me to get more fast move pressure into this Blastoise, but I got greedy. I tried to farm down Talonflame for some reason, even though I know that wasn't going to happen, and we ended up losing, actually. So we should not have brought up the fact it could have been a 5-0. A 4-1 still good, but Talonflame lead's always going to be kind of tricky to come back from, even with how safe Altaria was there. They're always just kind of fighting an uphill battle, but still not a bad set. I mean, I think after playing it even longer today, my opinion has been even further solidified. This thing is broken. It's got to get nerfed. Either Sandtomb needs a nerf or just straight up Bug Bite. I think Sandtomb getting that damage increase this season was a very unhealthy change. It makes it so now, even if you bait, it doesn't even matter. You have guaranteed damage, you have guaranteed defense drops, and this Pokemon as a whole, I feel like is a little bit of a stain on the meta. I hope they adjust it, but I guess we'll see what they end up doing. But anyways, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.